Okay, boys and girls, here's pages 310 and 311. So, we have a new problem here. Remember, we're working with line plots. The students in Mrs. Holbrook's class are growing plants. One day they measured the heights of the plants in inches. The heights are shown below. Make a line plot to represent the data. Now, this is a lot of numbers. I don't want that to scare you. It's okay, because a lot of these, we're going to break it down. The fractions in the data have units of 1/2, 1/4, and 1/8. Use the smallest unit, 1/8, to label the number line. Divide the number line into 8 sections. So we're counting by 8. So what they're telling us is we need to change all the 1/2s and the 1/4s to 8s. Because remember, we can't compare fractions unless their denominators are the same. So we have halves, fourths, and eighths. Here is a fraction bar to help us visualize what this means. 1/2 is the red one. 1/4s are blue, 1/8s are green. Now it's saying 1/2 is the same as 2/4. 1/2 is the same as 4/8. 1/4 is the same as 2/8. 2/4 is the same as 4/8. Okay, and they kind of wrote that here for you. We are going to use this picture to answer number 2. 1/2 is how many eighths? So when I look, the red bar, 1/2, how many eighths does that equal? 1, 2, 3, 4 to make 1/2. So we are going to put a 4 in this box. 1/4 is how many eighths? 1 blue rectangle is 2 green ones. So we have 2 eighths. 3/4 would equal how many eighths? Wait a minute. We don't know fourths. They didn't give us 3/4. It's okay. They showed us. So if we acted like this is 1/4, 1/8, 1/8. If I had 3 of these, how many eighths would that be? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to show you something. If I took 4 times 2 and 3 times 2, that would give me my new fraction. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. Label the number line by eighths. Now look, they did not start at 0. They started at 1. 1 is really 8/8, right? This would be 1 and 1/8, 1 and 2/8, and so on. I'm going to keep going. You can go ahead and label yours. 1 and 3/8, 1 and 4/8. Now, when I get to this one, 1 and 8/8. What did we say 8/8 was? 8/8 was 1. So 1 and 1 is really 2, right? It's the whole number 2. So now we have 2 and 1/8, 2 and 2/8, so on, all the way up to 3. And remember, 3 would really be 2 and 8/8, right? Because it would be 2 plus 1 more. Okay. Use the number line in problem 3. Make a line plot of the plant heights. So from over here. Okay, so we need to make this number line same as down here. So we have 1. I'm just going to transfer all of these down here. 1 and 1/8, 1 and 2/8. All of those same numbers that we just did, they're going to come down here. I'm going to do 1 and 8/8 as 2. I'm going to need another line. 2 and 6/8. 2 and 7/8. Okay, so I went ahead and I drew that line beforehand. You can see my line is not perfect. Yours does not have to be perfect. It's okay. But when we look back over, remember not all of these were in eighths, right? Let's do the ones we know first. So this one's eighths, 2 and 5/8. We're going to find 2 and 5/8 on our number line, 2 and 5/8, and I'm going to put an X there. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to cross this out so I don't do it again. 2 and 1/8. I'm going to come down to 2 and 1/8, put an X. Come up, cross them out. 2 and 3/8. 2 and 3/8, put an X, cross it out. 2 and 7/8. Come down, 2 and 7/8, put an X, cross it out. 2, 1 and 1/4. Okay, so we need to find out what is this in eighths. 1/4 was 2/8. So 1/4 is 2/8. That means this is 1 and 2/8. X, mark it off. 1/2, 1 and 1/2. How many eighths are in 1/2? 1/2 is 4/8. So this would be 1 and 4/8. Put an X, mark it off. I'm not going to fill out all of these, okay? I want you to go ahead and do that. Make sure you put all of them, fill them all out. If you get to 1/2 again, remember, come down here. 1/2 is 4/8. So 2 and 1/2 would be 2 and 4/8. Put an X, mark it off. Okay, describe how to make a line plot with data that includes fractions. Well, you have to make sure denominators are the same. Then you draw a number line. Then you break the number line up. Into the fractions. Mark X's on the spots. Let's do number 6. Al records the length of some fish in inches. Make a line plot for the data. So we're going to draw a number line. When I look at my denominators, they're the same as what we were using, so I'm going to use 8. We said that 1/4 was 2/8. I'm going to go ahead and write that. 1/2 was 4/8. Okay, 3/4. Remember we found that one. 3/4 was 6/8. 3/4, 6/8. So I'm going to go ahead and write those on there. When I look at my whole numbers, my smallest whole number is 9. So that's what I'm going to start my number line with. My biggest one is 10, but wait a minute. 10 and 1/8 is bigger than 10, so I need to go 1 bigger than 10. So I'm going to end my number line with 11, because 10 and 1/8 would be between 10 and 11. Okay, so we need to start with 1/8. 9 and 1/8. 9 and 2/8. And keep going. This would be 10 because it would be 9 and 8/8. 10 and 1/8. I'm gonna have to squeeze this one in here. 10 and 7/8. Okay. Now we just need to plot. So 9 and 2/8, put an X, mark it off. 10 and 4/8, put an X, mark it off. 10 and 5/8, X, mark it off. 9 and 6/8, 9 and 7/8, 10, 10 and 1/8, 9 and 6/8. So notice that we already have one there, just put another X right on top. 10 and 3/8. And then I have all my data on this line plot. We are good to go. Make sure you upload pictures of your work, and if you have any questions, let me know.